Hello dear LELB visitors. In this session I'm going to teach you lesson 10 of this great course book in the field of vocabulary, English vocabulary, that is 504 absolutely essential words. Before starting, let me just show you the flashcards that exist in this unit. Resist. As you can see, it means to show your opposition, not to succumb or submit easily to somebody, something. Vicinity means closeness. Rival. Okay, rival means let's say competitor, and rivalry means competition. Opponent also you can say. Poor. Poor means clear, means needy, not rich. Challenge, to resist and to show opposition and objection. And undeniable, undeniable. And lack, it's clear, there is nothing in this glass, it's empty. And again challenge, again poor. Both, here you can see both, either and neither. These are conjunctions, correlative conjunctions in English. And essential, necessary, pressing, vital. Okay, so these are the flashcards that exist in this unit. Now let me just elaborate on the details, reading it one by one. Alright. Excel. Excel is a verb. Remember, excellence is a noun. Excellent actually is an adjective. So be better than. Do better than. Also you can say to excel at something. Because he was so small, Larry could not excel in sports. Yeah, because for example, particularly, he could not be a basketball player. At least Hannah had the security of knowing that she excelled in swimming. So she was positive about it. She was feeling secure to know that she excelled in or at swimming. She could be a good swimmer, professional swimmer. Clarence Darrow wanted to become a prominent lawyer, a famous prominent lawyer, but he felt that he must first excel in history. So it was a prerequisite, to become great and competent in history in order to become a lawyer. It's a precondition, you can say. Let me use my prerequisite. Or precondition. It was a sine qua non. Sine qua non. For blah blah blah. Say it comes first. Okay. So word 2, feminine, of women or girls. The opposite is masculine. Oh my god, what's wrong with this? So feminine, and the opposite is masculine. We have it in this unit. Okay. When my sister wants to look feminine, she changes from dungarees into a dress. So if you want to look more womanly, actually if she wants to look or seem more womanly, she changes from dungarees. It's a kind of loose pair of trousers made of heavy cotton, which is not that suitable for attractive ladies. So it should she changed her dungarees to dress to look more feminine. Some men cannot resist staring when they see a woman who is especially attractive or feminine. They cannot resist. They cannot show their resistance to. They cannot do that. Stare means look at somebody, something directly and non-stop, which is not polite. Gaze also, you can say, fix your eyes on something when they see a woman who is especially feminine. And that's true, and I personally do not like this attitude. My brother is ashamed to cry at a sad movie because people might think he is behaving in a feminine manner. So my brother is ashamed of. He does not like this behavior, and he feels ashamed to cry at a sad movie because generally women or girls who are more emotional burst into tears because people might think he is behaving in a feminine manner. Okay. Word 3, mount, means to get up on, to go up. Ascend. Let me write it. And the opposite is descend. Okay. Pay attention to this point that mountain actually and mount have the same meaning. Root have the same root. Senator Glenn mounted the platform to make his speech. So he went at the podium. Podium is a platform that a speaker or a spokesperson actually goes behind or at that podium, at that place, in order to make a speech in front of a large audience. Okay, we say make a speech, give a presentation. Okay, and in order to just deliver a lecture. Okay, the watchman mounted the tower to see if there were any people in the vicinity, because he was a watchman, a person who takes care of a place, or a guard, let's say. Okay, mounted the tower to see if there were any people in vicinity, proximity also, you can say proximity or vicinity, means nearness, because it's clearer when you look at the surrounding place from an altitude. It means from height. My sister couldn't mount the horse, so they gave her a pony instead. Maybe actually, let's say his sister, her sister, I don't know, must be really young or even short. Again, we are not sure. So a pony is a small horse. So that the sister, her sister, or his sister could mount the horse, could get on top of the horse and ride it. Compete. Try hard to get something wanted by others. be a rival or competitor. As I said, rivalry is the noun form, competition. Compete with. Competition is the noun. Okay? The opposite could be cooperation or cooperate. Pam Shriver was challenged to compete for the tennis title or tournament. So Pam was challenged, clear. So somebody asked him to compete for the tennis title. The runner was reluctant to compete in front of his parents for the first time. Maybe actually he was feeling embarrassed in front of his parents, or it was awkward. Reluctant means unwilling to compete in front of his parents for the first time. Yeah, because he was not actually perhaps a professional one or an athlete, because it was for the first time that he was running in front of his parents. C. When the amateur became a pro, he had to compete against or with better men. So amateur is a person who is not professional. Pro is the abbreviated form or shortened form of professional. And these are two opposite words, amateur and professional. So when the amateur became or grew a professional, he had to compete with or against better or more professional, let's say, became a professional, we're not sure again, professional what? Athletes, runners, not clear. Word 5, dread, means look forward to with fear. Look forward to means wait for something enthusiastically. With fear. Fear greatly, causing great fears. Dread means fear, anxiety. Okay. The poor student dreaded going to school each morning. Yeah, because he or she did not have enough money, and maybe actually he was ridiculed by his or her peers not having proper clothes or something. Dreaded going to school each morning. So going to school was not that welcome, or it was not a good experience. He had a dread feeling about the challenge he was about to face. So he was afraid. He say, I don't have a good feeling about it. I have a bad feeling about it in English. It's so common. About the challenge that he was about to face. Pay attention to this structure. About to do something. It means that it was imminent. Let me write it down. Or likely to happen. Imminent. Imminent means likely to happen. Okay. So he was about to be challenged, or to have a challenge, and because of that he was afraid. I dread going into that deserted house. It means I don't feel like going there, into that deserted house, a house that has been abandoned for a while, and maybe actually the house is haunted. Of course I don't believe in that, but anyway, it means haunted by ghosts, for example. Okay, now we come to the opposite of feminine, which is masculine. The noun form is masculinity. Of man, male. Even you can say virile, means manly. Okay. The boy became more masculine as he got older. So he was immature, he was a teenager for example, and a child, but he became more masculine as he grew older or got older. It is undeniable or inevitable that his beard makes him look masculine. It is certain, it is let's say clear, that if he grows some beard, he would appear more masculine or manly. The girls liked Jerry because of his masculine ways or behaviors or manners. Menace means threat. Irv's lack of respect made him a menace to his parents. Okay, so he did not show respect to the people around him, particularly the elders, and because of that, he was considered a menace or threat or danger to his parents, because actually he did not show any respect to his parents, and this behavior was not admired. B. The torrents of rain were a menace to the farmers' crops. Torrents, you can say showers of rain, because it was showering or raining like shower, or it was raining cats and dogs, was a threat or danger or peril to the farmers' crops or agricultural products. Crops. Okay. Sergeant Foy's raw language was an obvious menace to the reputation of the entire police department. Sergeant is a low rank in military, let's say, services and air forces, military forces. Raw language means unprocessed language. Let's say negligent language, a particular type of, let's say, literature and the way of speaking or talking that is not processed, and sometimes it is impolite. So people who do not think about what they want to say and they just say that, this is a kind of raw language. Was an obvious and clear menace or threat to the reputation or fame, F-A-M-E, of the entire police department. So actually the Sergeant Foy was just defaming or disturbing or disrupting the reputation of the police department because of his, or due to his, raw language. In English we say mind your P's and Q's. It means pay attention to what you say and how you act. Watch your language. In English we say watch your language. Tendency means leaning, movement in a certain direction. Willingness, interest, enthusiasm. The verb form is tend. For example, I tend to do something. It means I have a tendency to do something. My algebra teacher has a tendency to forget the students' names. Okay, algebra is a branch of mathematics, and so the teacher has a tendency or willingness to forget the students' names. Okay. His tendency was to work hard in the morning and then to take it easy in the afternoon. Well, he must be a doctrinal person. Let me write it down. Doctrinal. I don't know how to write it exactly. Doctoral. Well, it seems that doctrinal. I don't know how to write it. I've forgotten it. It means what about nocturnal? Nocturnal. So we have nocturnal, but I don't know how to write doctrinal. Let me see. Okay, well, I don't know. You can check it on your own. So nocturnal is a person who is let's say more active in the PM part of the day, that is post let's say meridian, but conversely nocturnal people who tend to be more active in the morning. So another dichotomy is to be an early bird or a night owl. Early bird, nocturnal, or night owl, nocturnal. Okay. Work hard in the morning. Okay. The tendency in all human beings is to try to survive. Survival, actually, the instinct of survival is sharpest and the most acute instinct. Instinct is the natural tendency to do something. For example, to have an instinct to become a parent. Number 9. Underestimate. Set too low a value, amount, or rate. Underestimate is the opposite of overestimate. So underestimate, it's clear, to devalue something. I admit that I underestimated the power in the bulky fighter's frame. I confess. Let me write it down. Admit, confess, or make a confession. I accept that I was wrong, that I underestimated the power in the bulky means massive, huge. Fighter's frame. Frame means physic, body. Undoubtedly or certainly the boss underestimated his employees' ability to work hard. Certainly the boss underestimated his employees, or let's say workers or people who worked for him, the ability to work hard. So hopefully actually it was beyond the expectations of the employer or boss, that his employees could work so hard. C. The value of our house was underestimated by at least $2,000. So in actuality our house would really cost more than the assigned price. Okay, so word 10, victorious, is having won a victory. Conquering, having victory. Triumphant. Playing in New Jersey, the Giants were victorious 2 years in a row. While they were playing in New Jersey, actually perhaps it belongs to a team or a squad. The Giants, referring to that team, were victorious 2 years in a row. In a row means one after each other or consecutively. Let me write this one. Consecutively. Oh my god, what's wrong with me today? Let me see. Consecutively. It must be something here. Yeah, consecutively. Okay. So, sentence B. Terry faced the challenge with the bad attitude that he could not be victorious. So, he just dealt with the challenge with the bad attitude or negative attitude that actually he was about to fail or to be defeated or to be beaten, that he could not be victorious. So he was pessimistic. He was not optimistic about it. Sentence C. Our girls' volleyball squad was victorious over a taller team. Girls' volleyball squad means team, T-E-A-M, was victorious or winning over a taller team. So although our team members were shorter, they ended up just winning the competition. Okay, 11. Numerous means very many, several. So large in number. Critics review numerous movies every week. Critics are those who criticize movies. Review a lot of movies every week. Yeah, this is a part of their job. Dr. Fisher had resisted accepting money from the poor woman on numerous house calls. So he was an altruistic person or philanthropist. Dr. Fisher had resisted accepting money. As a matter of fact, he did not accept or get any money from the poor woman on numerous house call. House call is a professional visit from a medical doctor to a person in their, or a diseased person or a patient in their own home. So Dr. Fisher just visited that poor woman to treat her and cure her disease, but he did not just get any money from that woman because she was poor. She was poor, yeah. The debater used numerous documents to back up his statements. Debater or a negotiator or disputer, a person who argues or negotiates, used numerous documents, numerous evidence, pieces of evidence to back up, to support his statement. This is a great tendency. I like it very much, to be scientific. When you say something, you need to prove it scientifically. You need to show your evidence. You need to talk sense, talk science. Otherwise, that is just nonsense. Okay. 12. Flexible. Remember, the opposite is inflexible, and the noun form is flexibility, and the opposite noun is inflexibility. Easily bent. Bending easily. Willing to yield. Okay. The toy was flexible and the baby could bend it easily. Yeah, toys with which babies play should be soft, mild and flexible, otherwise they may just do some harm or damage to the babies. Okay. Remaining flexible, Nick listened to arguments from both sides. Flexible, it means here unbiased. Unbiased. Just, not prejudiced. Nick So the subject of this sentence actually is the same. The subjects are the same. Nick, and also the subject of this clause phrase is Nick again. Nick listened to the argument from both sides. So Nick has been a very fair arbiter or judge. C. A mouse's flexible body allows it to squeeze through narrow openings. The mouse's body is so flexible or agile. I'm sorry, let me write it down. Agile. So that it just squeezes or press its body through narrow or tight openings. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this unit 10 of 504 absolutely essential words, and let me just show you some flashcards on Instagram recently added. This is scarce, means rare, in short supply, and these are some IELTS topic cards or cue cards created by me. They are original, and I never ever just copy some material from other websites and just use it on behalf of myself. This is plagiarism, and I don't do that. Okay, and I hope that the other people actually would do the same thing to me. Okay, so some other, let's say, flashcards. This is persuade, this is typical, this is essential, wager, and so on and so forth. And here is an IELTS interview sample 15 between me as an examiner and one of my students, and you can just listen to that on YouTube and Operat. And that's it. Just subscribe to my YouTube channel to receive upcoming English lessons, and if you're interested, if you really like to improve your English, save your time, money, energy, just be smart and attend my English classes. Thank you for your attention, and take care.